We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. Fireworks on the 4th, overshadowed by gunfire. We're following a developing story, yet another mass shooting in Maryland. We'll take a closer look at the new pattern of gun violence on this holiday. Police dispatch audio is providing a new look into Sunday's mass shooting in South Baltimore, the potential breakdown in communication that is raising concerns. And recreational marijuana is legal in Maryland for now 5 days. We're going to look at how much Marylanders are spending. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News at Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We begin this morning with breaking news. Yet another mass shooting in Maryland. A 14-year-old child is killed in an overnight shooting that injured 6 others. It happened on the Eastern Shore. Police in Wacomico County say 7 people were shot at a 4th of July block party. The one teenager was killed. The other 6 victims are expected to recover. In nearby Washington, D.C., police are investigating a mass shooting during a 4th of July celebration there. 9 people were hurt, including 2 children. Police say someone in a car drove by a house and fired into it. They say that house appears to have been targeted. The 4th of July and the day after account for more mass shootings than any other days of the year. That is according to the Gun Violence Archive. It has been the case for nearly a decade. Since 2014, 4 days have seen mass shootings in the double digits. 3 of them occurred over the most recent 4th of July holiday weekends. In a city in crisis now, we are hearing the police dispatch audio from Sunday's mass shooting in South Baltimore.
I'm getting a 1031 discharging a firearm. 815 Herndon Court. People shooting and fighting at the location. Anonymous caller.
The audio is raising more questions about the police response. Olivia Dance is outside Baltimore Police Headquarters with the latest in the investigation. Olivia.
We've obtained dispatch audio, which reveals more about the hours leading up to Sunday's mass shooting. Now, for days, Fox 45 News has been questioning the leaders here at Baltimore Police Headquarters about their response to the shooting. Police may not have known when that block party was going to happen, but this morning, according to dispatch audio, police did know about the potential threats of danger hours before the deadly shooting. The police dispatch audio was captured on Broadcastify. The first audio is from BPD's helicopter unit on the size of the gathering at the Brooklyn Homes. The second is when someone called police, the dispatcher alerting officers. Take a listen.
It's probably close to 900 to 1,000 people, so just stay back.
Caller wanted to remain anonymous. States that hundreds of males and females are armed with guns and knives at the location.
For now, it's still not clear if officers were actually responding to the block party at this time, but then another dispatch alert came in. Take a listen to this one.
I'm getting a 1031 discharging a firearm. 815 Herndon Court. People shooting and fighting at the location. Anonymous caller.
Now, that call came in about an hour and a half before the deadly shooting. 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez and 20-year-old Kylise Fagbemi were killed, and 28 others were injured, half of them minors. Police say ballistic evidence indicates multiple firearms were used. Aaliyah's grandmother telling us she's angered by what happened.
If they had police presence, even 2 cars, even 2 police cars, if they were there, I'm almost certain this wouldn't happen.
Acting Police Commissioner Worley blames the lack of police presence on an intelligence failure, saying police knew the block party was coming up but didn't know exactly when. And of course, if you have any information about the shooting, you're asked to call police or Metro Crime Stoppers. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Governor Wes Moore makes a stop in Baltimore City to talk with victims of the shooting at Shock Trauma and to people in the community. This marked the first time the governor visited Baltimore since the shooting. Fox 45 News' Rebecca Pryor pressed him on where he'd been. He told her he's been coordinating state and federal response.
I just spent the past 4 hours with the folks over in Shock Trauma, with people like Theo, with people like Aisha, and with people like Joy. That's where I was for the past 4 hours, and I'm proud to be here with the community. We've been working directly with local law enforcement and working directly with local leaders to make sure that when we get here, that our presence can be additive, that we know that we don't want to be a distraction, but we're going to be actually do the work with the people on the ground. The people on the work have seen us. They continue to appreciate the work that we're doing, and I'm proud to be here with the people doing the work.
A special hearing into the shooting will happen tomorrow night at City Hall. The city's Public Safety and Government Operations Committee will meet on Thursday. The committee is requesting that representatives from the BPD as well as MONSE take part, along with the city's housing and transportation departments. Happening now, the lawsuit against BGE is growing. This as more residents work to block the gas company from installing new meters. Right now, former Deputy Attorney General Thiru Vignarajah, who is representing the residents, is speaking about the new efforts to stop the work. BGE has said it cannot comment on active litigation, but in previous statements, the company claims it's done nothing illegal, saying it's spent more than a year communicating with residents about the safety upgrades to its natural gas system. We are going to stay on top of this developing story. Fox 45 News' Amy Simpson will have the latest coming up today at 4. 11:06 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, the Maryland Cannabis Administration is out with the numbers for sales of recreational marijuana this weekend. Recreational weed was legalized on Saturday. On the first day alone, Marylanders bought more than $3 million worth of recreational marijuana. Over the course of the weekend, Marylanders spent more than $10 million on it. There is a 9% tax on marijuana. That money will go to local jurisdictions to benefit low-income residents and anyone disproportionately harmed by cannabis prohibition and enforcement. You can find more on how Baltimore City will use its marijuana tax revenue on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Trending number 2, Aide Dan Cox files paperwork to run for Congress, but the former state delegate from Frederick in 2022 Republican gubernatorial nominee says it wasn't him. According to the Federal Elections Committee website, Dan Cox filed to run in Maryland's 6th congressional district on July 3rd. However, Cox told Fox 45 News on July 4th that it wasn't him, although he says he's not ruling out a future run. A termination report was filed on the FEC's website on July 4th. Trending number 3, happening today for the first time, the annual Mensa gathering will be held here in Baltimore. Filmmaker and Baltimore native John Waters is set to headline the event. Mensa International is an organization open to anyone who scores in the top 2% on an accepted standardized intelligence test. Some of its members include actors Gina Davis and Steve Martin and Jeopardy host Mayim Bialik. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, weather, anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. Well, still ahead, the future is here. The FAA is giving the green light for a California company to test flying cars. Coming up, how soon it could take flight. And a possible new breakthrough in the understanding of what causes CTE in athletes. The new discovery that marks a first. But first, the new Barbie movie may be all about pink, but it has some seeing red. Where and why the new film is being banned in some places.
And we are looking at another hot and steamy day ahead of us with highs headed into the low 90s. We have a brief chance for a stray shower. Otherwise, rain chances look limited today. I am tracking more shower and storm chances, though, for the rest of the week. I'll explain when we have our highest chance for some rain in a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:10 and happening now. Before we get to your social stream, the lawsuit against BGE is growing. This is more residents work to block the gas company from installing meters. Right now, former Deputy Attorney General Thuroo Vignarajah speaking. Let's take a listen.
This was last October. The letter she sent to officials was October 22nd. That was the date on which this petition was submitted to BG&E and public officials. On October 27th of 2022, about 7 months ago, they cut off her gas service. They cut off her gas service, and they didn't do it as a saber rattling, as a warning shot that they would then turn it back on a few days later. Even as the winter months were approaching, they shut it off for 2 months. She would often host Thanksgiving dinner at her home with her sister from New York. Her parents had passed not that long ago. This was the house she grew up in. They couldn't have Thanksgiving dinner. They couldn't have Christmas dinner. But the week between Christmas and New Year's, they finally agreed that BG&E wasn't going to budge, and they finally agreed to have an external regulator installed on this historic home. They dug up the streets, and she stood firm as long as she could. And with all due respect to all of you, she called upon the media to pay attention back then as well. There weren't stories. BG&E knew there wouldn't be stories. This was just Matthew Henson neighborhood. This wasn't Federal Hill. This wasn't Bolton Hill. In Bolton Hill, they took a very different approach. I hope you will all drive over there, and if you don't, we're going to be there on Saturday, showing you what internal regulators look like, what those tiny snorkel vents look like. Every house on every street, with a handful of exceptions, it's got internal regulators with these snorkel vents. But 5 minutes away in West Baltimore, in the Matthew Henson neighborhood, just a few months later, apparently was critical to put in an external regulator. You guys know how divided Baltimore is. It is a checkerboard of neighborhoods. It is a checkerboard of black and white streets, of poorer and richer streets. That is not an opportunity to be seized by BG&E. It is a problem to be overcome. It is part of our history that we regret. It is not supposed to be part of the corporate strategy of Baltimore Gas and Electric. They're a public utility company, and there are limits to what they are allowed to do. As you all know, the judge issued a temporary order allowing a full hearing that will take place on Monday. Since we filed the lawsuit, where we had identified 120 plaintiffs with 14 named plaintiffs, 200 more have joined, including the women behind me. They've had their regulators installed already, but they want to join the lawsuit as well to make it clear that their petition for declaratory judgment saying that this was unlawful matters to them. They want the court to make clear that what BG&E did was wrong. It exceeded their authority under the gas service tariff. It exceeded their power under Maryland regulations. I thought this story would bring into sharp relief the challenges that we face, but we also are bringing this story to your attention for two very specific reasons. Number one, there has been apparently some confusion. The order from the judge benefits everyone. It protects everyone. Make sure residents in every community know that BG&E cannot terminate service, threaten to terminate service, or install these regulators. Because make sure everyone knows, because we have been hearing from residents, oh, this doesn't really benefit us. It only is the named plaintiffs. It's not true. The judge made clear that this benefits all individuals who are similarly situated. Anyone who doesn't want an external regulator doesn't have to get it, and they can't have gas service termination be used as a threat to achieve that consent. The second reason is the lawsuit is still open, and we want people to join the lawsuit from all communities. We know that it's affected hundreds more, thousands more. We've driven down the streets where these external regulators are like stairwells. They're everywhere. In most of those neighborhoods, someone objected. Maybe not as well, or is...
All right, you've been listening to Attorney Thiru Vignarajah there speaking about the lawsuit residents are bringing against BGE about external regulators that have been placed on the outside of their homes. We're going to have much more on this coming up on Fox 45 News at 4. A health alert now. The FDA approves a blood test that will help identify signs of preeclampsia in pregnant patients. Preeclampsia causes high blood pressure, and if it's not treated, it can cause seizures, strokes, even death. The test has been available in Europe for years, and it can tell up with to 96% accuracy who will not develop preeclampsia. Making headlines this morning, a sentencing hearing for the man who killed 23 people at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, is set to begin today. Patrick Crusius has already pleaded guilty to 90 charges connected to the August 2019 shooting. Prosecutors are seeking to have him serve dozens of consecutive life sentences. Police say it appears the gunman in Sunday's mass shooting in Philly acted alone and picked his victims randomly. Police say the 40-year-old gunman had an AR-15 style rifle, a handgun, police scanner, and a bulletproof vest. At least 2 people are dead and a dozen others injured after 2 separate firework displays explode in the U.S. this week. In Michigan, an explosion at a private fireworks show killed 1 woman and injured 9 others Monday night. Several homes and vehicles also damaged. The cause of that explosion under investigation. In eastern Texas, 1 person is dead and 4 others injured after fireworks accidentally went off, causing a major fire. It happened when workers were preparing for a fireworks show that was planned for last night. Officials say there are no signs of foul play. Now, in addition to hurting people, it is estimated that each year fireworks cause at least $59 million in property damage. According to the National Fire Protection Association, the damage usually results from a fire that started by the pyrotechnics. Coming up on Fox 45 News at 4, Safe Streets workers were there, but who were they reporting to and why did they leave? The questions we're asking about the mayor's violence prevention program after the mass shooting this weekend. More Baltimore communities are fighting BGE over external gas regulators. At 5, the new account from the community and the push to stop the work permanently. And at 6, only 7 officers were in the area during the mass shooting in Baltimore this weekend. Could the National Guard play a role in helping with an understaffed police force? You can get Fox 45 News in a flash to your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:18 and now to today's talking point. While a lot of workers have returned to the office, remote work continues for many, and that is reshaping the professional workplace. Labor Department data shows the amount of time Americans spent working from home increased by about 2 hours in 2022 compared to 2019. A report by the Wall Street Journal says remote work is still common post-pandemic because of workers' leverage at a time where the labor market is tight. Now, low-earning Americans are increasingly working from home. The report adds that some offices and call centers that went remote during the pandemic have stuck with it ever since as they try to keep their workers. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. Mark, I think you can hear it when you talk to customer service reps. You can tell that they're in their homes, but I don't know that that matters whether they're in their home or whether they're in a call center where you hear all the people behind them. I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference.
I just hate when you call and be like, hello, get off that woman grass, Tito. Okay, yes, can I help you? It's like, wait, hello, is this a Verizon?
They put you on hold so they can go turn the food off the oven.
But I think you're right. This is the new world. This is the new world, Patrice. Us old schoolers, I'm throwing you in the group, it's like a change. Like the other day I had a situation at a U-Haul situation, and the guy said, can I speak to the manager? I was like, buddy, those days are over. Right. There are no more managers. Everybody's like at home, or now it's you got to call a number, or even not even call a number, you got to email a place.
And it's so different though, because it's interesting the arguments on one side versus the other side. I know someone who owns a business and is very adamant that his folks come to work. He says it happens in the workplace. Just spent some time last week with someone who he and his wife work from home because their company shut down, sold the building, and now everybody works remotely, and they're doing fine as well. So
I will say, growing up with real bodies, I still like to be able to talk to the manager. I like to be able to get a situation solved. I think that's the part. The biggest frustration is you usually can't get your situation solved instantly. It's going to be a while. So.
But if you could work from home, you would.
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I couldn't. I miss seeing your lovely face every day.
I'd be right in my home studio in my slippers. All right, Mark. Well, the fireworks lighting up the sky last night, but Mother Nature, not to be outdone, she put on her own show. For a look at how big storms in Colorado disrupted the fireworks last night, let's go over to meteorologist Amy Aronson for your wild and wonderful weather.
Yeah, that's right. Some incredible scenes. This actually takes us not only to Colorado, but also in Kansas, where they had fireworks and lightning at the same time. So you can see that all in action here in this time lapse from their fireworks show last night. Here's another look. This weather, unfortunately, did not make fireworks possible. This was in Colorado. So as you can see, a very strong storm there, dumping lots and lots of rain, producing lots and lots of winds, yet not ideal for fireworks last evening. Closer to home, we're hazy, hot, and humid again today. So temperatures are already off to a really toasty start. Upper 80s to begin. We make a run for the low 90s today, staying hot and humid for the remainder of the work week, actually, with a few storms showing up each day. This weekend, I think showers and storms eventually become more likely again. Right now, things look pretty quiet here on the weather map. We've got a front to our south, another one way out to our west. Not much happening right now. Now, as the heat, the humidity builds today, we could see a pop-up shower, even a storm develop. That would be later this afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock. Not a huge deal. As we get into the day tomorrow, I think our storm chances do increase along with our temperatures. We're back in the 90s again. After midday, we've got an increasing chance for some scattered showers and even some thunderstorms. And then that pattern will take us through the weekend. So if you plan on any pool time to cool off over the next couple of days, earlier over later is your best bet. Today, mostly dry, hot, and humid, perfect for pool time. Highs in the low 90s. We do have that chance for some spotty storms then Thursday, Friday, heading into the weekend too. And you can see that in our full forecast here. Rain chances will be increasing. As we get into the weekend, they become most likely on Sunday before decreasing again next week with highs returning to the upper 80s. Patrice?
Thank you. Still ahead, a proposal captured on camera is now capturing the hearts of thousands. The sweet 60-year love story behind it. But first, new rules from Twitter. The changes the company is making to try to get more people to pay for a verified account. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. Some big changes to Twitter. Users can say goodbye to TweetDeck unless they're willing to pay for that blue check. The company announced that starting next month, only verified users will be able to access TweetDeck. That's a tool allowing scheduling of tweets and the ability to track different feeds. It's primarily used by businesses, media companies, and marketers. It's time now for your lunch break. A viral proposal 60 years in the making. A couple reuniting after 6 decades and picking up right where they left off.
Then I hear from her, and she says, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. And
Tampa dermatologist Dr. Thomas McMeekin first met Nancy Gamble in high school in California. Now, they hadn't seen each other in years until about a month ago when it was time for their 60th high school reunion. They talked every day, and then last week, Thomas proposed to Nancy in the middle of the Tampa airport as she flew in to visit.
It's wonderful because we don't have a lot of life left, and to be able to spend it in that way with this person is a dream come true.
Well, the moment is going viral on TikTok, proving that love is always on time, even if it's delayed. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
So cute. Wow. Okay. Single at 40, a new record number of Americans are putting off tying the knot. Just how many make it to 40 without ever having said, I do? We'll talk about that coming up next.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here. Raven Paris from the Wealth Summit. Okay.
Hey.
And meteorologist Amy Aronson is here. Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now,
What's up?
The flying car has long been a staple of science fiction, and that long-awaited dream of the future may be one step closer to coming true. The FAA just okayed a California company to begin testing a car that can both fly and travel on roads. Ooh. The company expects to sell each vehicle for about $300,000. Okay. With the first delivery projected for the end of 2025. And of course, Raven, the only one on the panel who can buy this car at this point. Raven,
Yes,
what's
please.
your take? I mean, talk about bad drivers, but we're going to have bad flyers too.
Let me tell you, I wouldn't spend, you know how much I could invest $30,000, $300,000 into? It would not be this car.
Right, okay, I see.
I feel like my husband just talked to me about that. I'm not into the Teslas. I'm not into anything. AI scares me.
Oh,
I'm being honest,
really?
okay? If y'all watch the robot movies, they don't end well.
iRobot, it didn't end.
Yeah, people's faces get ate off on the
I'm just saying, I don't trust
Raven
it.
was like, I don't trust it.
AI equals face ate off.
Hey!
Your substantial bonus because of
I don't mind sliding in passenger side on a flying vehicle. I feel like they should have. I don't like heights, boo. Listen, I don't like heights, so I'm not actually going to do this. But I support anybody else who wants to go up in this little flying car. I don't like heights. I'm sorry, y'all. I was just on a plane. I didn't even like being up there. To be honest with you,
from a meteorological standpoint, is this going to be a problem when you have cars up there now?
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume, like, you got to pay attention to weather and stuff. I mean, look how many flight delays we get from, like, storm systems.
Yes,
stuff like
exactly.
That would impact the driving.
But, like, you can avoid tickets, right? Like, we ain't getting no tickets in the air. Baby, yes.
I can't wait for the music. I don't want no scrub. A scrub business on the passenger side with flying vehicle in the car.
In the air.
And what about the airplanes?
Yeah.
We gotta worry about
the airplane.
Hello,
Yeah, you have to have a
with
flight
them.
plan to drive your
Are you
car.
a pilot or a driver?
Come on, you get what
And then I'm a woman, so I'm not getting a oil change for it.
And what about
either.
the batteries?
About the battery.
It's going to take me a year to get a oil change for it.
We want you to tell it right now. Is this too cool or too far out? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Okay, if you made it to your 40th birthday without tying the knot, you're not alone. A recent report finds a quarter of 40-year-olds in the U.S. have never been married. That's a record high. The study found 40-year-old men were more likely not to have been married than women. So, Lady T.
Why you gotta cut it? It's like,
I'm sorry,
women, we are under attack. Did you see how he thinks?
I'm just saying, Lady T, you got plenty of time.
Why
I'm
you
just saying,
do I have time? You just told me time was
You're
up,
the
sir.
only person on the panel that happens to be single, that's all.
I'm just saying, you know.
But you're well under 40.
Yes,
so.
I am well under 40. I'm well under 35.
She's tired of being flued out. Lady T's tired of the fast life.
I'm tired of being flued out. I like to be treated very nicely.
Isn't there some beacon out there watching this show?
I am not ready to be anybody's first lady. I cannot be anybody's first lady.
We look like a couple of.
We do look like a. Yeah, I do. I used to lead in worship and praise at church, so yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Are you surprised by this?
I am not surprised because I feel like we are in an era where women we're very independent nowadays and we're not settling. So I can see that being a thing where if you're not coming with your ish together, if you don't have, you know, a degree or money.
Come on.
Excuse me.
I don't.
She said degree, but it's to somebody who's already married.
I'm married
though. You guys are so young, but
yes. She's married and has a baby.
I guess maybe, baby and white. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Most of my friends are like, I have a few weddings this year, and then everyone's done.
See? So, because we're back on Tinder. Because we're back. And we're back on Tinder.
And again, no disrespect, ladies. See, again, if you are a deacon of a church.
Okay, stop it right now.
You got about 10 years.
You got about, listen, I got like 2 minutes.
25-year is finally solved. With the reboot of Sex and the City back for season 2, star Sarah Jessica Parker is revealing why her character Carrie never has a manicure. It's a detail that's irked a lot of fans of the show, many saying Carrie is a fashionista and would always have her nails done. Well, the star of the show says fans are wrong. Parker says Carrie is a writer and would never have started her career on a typewriter, meaning her nails would get chipped. She says that's why she didn't. At the end of the day, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not Raven. I don't know. You're a multi-million dollar
you can toss that to her.
I'm looking at your nails right now, all through done.
Baby.
Nails done, hair done.
Baby. Yes, girl.
I'm going to disappoint y'all a little bit because as girl as I look, I'm not really into nails. I'm very basic.
What?
And I'm like Carrie. She could save a couple coins.
Oh no!
Wait a minute.
Nails are
but the nails are sparkling. But the nails are sparkling.
No, this is gel polish. That's it.
Okay.
And it's my nails. I don't even get acrylic on my nails.
Dip?
See, when I tell you,
Okay.
You do dip nails?
So long though.
Everybody, Amy, you're there doing weather stuff. Your nails are done.
Yeah, but they're short too. She could have had them short.
Oh, I like the longer nails. You know,
see, you're very fancy.
Because you know the fellas like it like this, and when I go like this, feeling it, see, they like it. So yeah.
Well, amazing. We're gonna see you guys all back later in the show. Still ahead, keeping an eye out on the road. It's not just cars to look out for. We share some summer safety tips for motorcycle riders and drivers too. But first, we aren't supposed to do it, but a lot of us still, and I still do, use cotton swabs to clean your ear. Well, there's a better thing out there, and this thing is actually pretty cool. Stick around.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
If you're like most people, you're taught to clean your ears with, to never use your cotton swab to clean your ears, but if you're like me, you use them. Well, Stacey Bell has a better solution, and this is actually pretty cool.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
We all get earwax. Ugh, it's really nothing to be embarrassed about. And you like to use those cotton swabs, but they really don't work because they just push the wax deeper into your ear. The Whoosh Powered Ear Cleaner is really going to help you break up that wax. I'm going to show you how it works. It's really easy. I already have some water. You add warm water. Has to be warm. You can use this inside the shower or out of the shower. I'll show you right here. You have this little cup, and you put the cup up to your ear. You stick the whoosh inside and turn it on, and it just starts to break up that wax. And there are 3 different levels, so if you want to go lighter so you don't have a big rush of water in your ear, that works as well. The buildup of wax in your ear can lead to irritation, hearing loss, and the Whoosh is really going to help break down that wax and help you feel better. The other thing I like about it, if you have a bunch of people in the house, your kids, your spouse, there are 6 different attachments. So you can use these, and not everybody's using the same thing to break up the wax in their ears. So this is just going to help you feel a little bit better about yourself and relieve that wax in your ear. Right now, we're offering 35% off the Whoosh Powered Ear Cleaner. It's such a great deal. You want to head over to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation.
It's peak motorcycle riding season. Just as families across the U.S. are readying for summer road trips, comedian Alonzo Bowden and motorcycle safety expert Andrea Yu join us to share life-saving tips for motorists and motorcyclists so that everyone can enjoy a summer of fun.
Summer is here, it is riding season, and we want you to have a safe and fun riding season. So I'm going to start by talking about your gear. Wear your jacket, wear your riding jeans or riding pants, wear gloves, wear over-the-ankle boots, protect yourself. And now we have great stylish stuff. It's not all heavy black leather like it used to be, you know, and we have rider training now. You don't learn like you used to back in my day when they just said, here's the throttle and here's the brake. Good luck, we hope you make it home. And to the motorists out there, please look out for motorcycles. We have a smaller profile. We blend in traffic. Take a second look. Don't depend just on your blind spot detection or your other car technology. Actually look around and please, please put down the phone and let's pay attention to the road. Now, when it comes to motorcycle training, I happen to be with an expert. Andrea, you're a Motorcycle Safety Foundation rider coach. Tell the riders what they can learn.
That's right. Like you said, training is really important. Whether you're a brand new rider, you want to learn how to ride, get your license, go to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation website. We've been training people for 50 years. And so this is a great way to learn. If you're an experienced rider, level up your skills. Take advanced classes. You could take them on the street. You could take them on the dirt. There's adventure bike rider courses now as well. So really, more training you get, the more practice, and the more fun it is to ride. Another tip for motorcyclists is gear up every ride. Make sure you're geared up head to toe. Wear full face helmet is the best protection. Also our riding jacket, riding pants, over the ankle boots, gloves, eye protection. And the other thing is, before you go out there, check over your bike. If you go to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation website, there's a list called T-Clocks. Kind of goes over what you should check over on your bike before you head out there. It's best to find, things that you might want to fix before you're out there on the road and you don't want to have a breakdown.
She's a great trainer. She actually taught me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was riding before she was born. But still, I can learn from her because she's great. Motorcycle Safety Foundation website. Keep it safe. Have fun. Have a great summer.
Still ahead, transforming your smile, how dental implants can change the look of your teeth and improve the quality of life. But first, we're talking finances, how you can boost your bank account and build wealth. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
All right, hey, you guys, now is the time to learn about entrepreneurship and building wealth. There happens to be an event happening this weekend that will give you all the tools that you'll need to financially succeed. Here to tell us more, Raven Paris and Tony Parker. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Oh, thanks for having us.
I'm so excited about this event. Okay, tell me about it. What is the goal of it? It's the Wealth Summit Live, correct? Okay, tell me about it.
So the goal of the event is simple. It's to connect the people of Baltimore, the underserved communities, and to get them the financial literacy resources that they otherwise wouldn't have access to.
Okay.
So we want to get these people in a room with some of the movers and shakers, some of the successful business people in Baltimore and the surrounding areas, and allow them to learn from them, see how they've accomplished their success, and try to emulate it.
Okay. And also bring them closer to Earn Your Leisure. Okay. Earn Your Leisure is popping right now. They've been featured on everything, and we wanted to be able to bring them superstars here to be able to bridge the gap between financial literacy and minority communities.
Okay, so why is this needed right now in the Baltimore community? Is this a good time for this? Why do we need this?
It's so needed because I feel like, for one, it's not really taught in the Black community, minority communities.
Right.
Whereas though when it comes to credit or actually owning properties or actually being a successful entrepreneur or knowing about stocks and trading and actually or tapping into the medical marijuana industry, it's not many representations of us that are in that field. So it's like now is the best time to be able to learn how to do that so you can build generational wealth, so you can pass it down to your kids. Because I feel like shout out to Mom. You did the best that you could, but a lot of it had to be taught when I became an adult.
Right.
So why not be able to now bridge the gap to teach my colleagues and then be able to teach our youth? So we're actually bringing youth here to the summit too to be able to soak all this knowledge up.
Okay, now what's the goal? How many people you're expecting?
Okay, go.
So we're expecting about 2,000 people. And at that, we want to have at least 1,000 student tickets sponsored.
Okay.
So we want 1,000 students from the ages of middle school all the way up to college to be able to come to this event, gain the knowledge, get the resources, and we want them to be able to come for free. So we've partnered up with a few sponsors to help us get this accomplished, such as Selfish, Black Swan, BTST, the
Black
PR
Swan, the restaurant?
Alliance. Yes.
So
Black
will
Swan
there
restaurant.
be lamb or? So will there be? Sorry, I don't mean to deflect.
No,
they are amazing.
Listen,
This Baltimore community Black Swan.
It's so good. And we have a few other, like, shout out to Poppy Cuisine. They're being honored. Like, a lot of the powerhouses from Baltimore are going to be there. When I say Nacho Bangers, when it comes down to Marcy Flywire, like, it's just a lot of people that we're going to be bringing to this space to be able to acknowledge, because I feel like you got to give your people your roses while they're here, because it's not many of us that have representation. So for us to be able to making strides by just, experiment in life, we want to be able to celebrate them. And more so, you want you to be able to find your next business partner, find your next mentor, mentee. I want you to say, because of the Wealth Summit Live, I developed this relationship. I'm now connected to so-and-so because I went there.
Okay. Well, tell everybody where they can find the event. I need to know time, place, date, everything.
Okay, so you can find all the information on theravenparis.com/Wealth Summit Live. It's this Saturday, July 8th, from 1 to 4. If you got that VIP ticket, you'll be partying from 4 to 6. It's all you can eat, sponsored by Stuff Catering. All you can drink, sponsored by Bel Air, Los Hermanos Tequila.
Los Hermanos.
So we're just going to have a good time.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Well, you guys got to catch this event. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate you guys. All right, now over to Amy with the best weather in America. Hey, Amy girl.
Yeah, best weather not far from here, down in D.C. actually, last night for fireworks. They put on quite a show there, and the weather cooperated. Here's a look at what they saw last night at the National Mall. Just a stunning scene there. Weather conditions were great, light winds, not a ton of humidity, so that allowed the smoke to kind of push away, making for a very vibrant end to the 4th of July. And right now, with a look closer to home at the Inner Harbor, we had our own fireworks show. It wasn't too bad here last night either, but right now it looks a little hazy out there, and that's because we're dealing with some heat plus some humidity. Temperatures are climbing, and they're climbing fast. We're already at a toasty 88 degrees. We end up in the low 90s today, so hot and humid for the remainder of the work week. I'm tracking a few spotty storms each day, increasing in coverage through the end of the week, and especially as we get into the weekend too. No real weather maker right now. We're just dealing with that heat, that humidity, and that's what could trigger a brief shower, a brief storm. Currently, weather map looking pretty empty with just some clouds passing by. But if we time out the storms for later today, a couple bubble up around 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Otherwise, it's all about the heat. We soar into the low 90s again today. I think showers and storms become a little more likely Thursday afternoon. That's when they become more scattered in fashion and will take us through the early evening hours with highs once again in the low 90s. Over the next 3 days, I'd say for pool time, earlier over later to beat the storms. Hot and humid today. Today's the driest out of the next 3 with highs in the low 90s. Heat wave will take us through week's end. end with some spotty storms showing up on Thursday and again on Friday. And that's actually also going to be the trend as we get into this weekend. You'll notice they increase and they actually become most likely, it looks like, on Sunday. As storm chances increase, temperatures will come down. So it looks like this heat wave will take us through Saturday, and then we're back in the upper 80s on Sunday. Monday, some spotty storms wrap up, and after that, looks like temperatures will settle back into the upper 80s for much of next week. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Nova Dental.
Hey you guys, today we're visiting Nova Dental, where every patient is a star. Dr. Nova and his team offer the area's most qualified, knowledgeable, and friendly staff for all of your dental implant needs. Hi, Dr. Nova.
Hi, Tiffany.
Thank you for joining us today.
Sure.
Okay, well, can you please tell us about the dental implant services offered at Nova Dental?
So everything is under one roof.
Okay.
Our patients don't have to run around between different specialists. Instead, we perform majority of implant and dental related services right here in the comfort of our office.
Now, is that the only thing that makes you all different from other places that offer dental implant services?
It's a good question. Here at Nova Dental, we develop personalized treatment plan for each individual patient. No cookie cutter solutions. And not everyone's implant needs are the same. So no one fits all solutions.
All right, doctor. Can you tell us about the Implants for Life concept? Tell our viewers a little bit about that.
So we are using one of the top brands in the world today. It's a German engineered brand called Ankylos. So-called Mercedes of implant industry. So because of the high quality of the product and precision of placement, and with proper maintenance and follow-up, we at Nova Dental will stand by our product.
All right, now we need to know, why are patients leaving your office feeling like a star?
So our motto at Nova Dental is advanced technology, extensive training, and work which is performed in a friends and family setting. We offer our patient a judgment-free zone where they can truly express their needs and have their concerns addressed. We follow the golden rule. We think about ourselves and how we would like to be treated if we were in that chair.
Now, are you currently running any specials that our viewers can get in on?
So we always run some great specials. So best way to find out, just simply go to our website at drnovadental.com or simply call or email the office to schedule your free consultation and complimentary 3D CT scan.
Ooh, okay, that sounds nice. Okay, well, where can our viewers go for more information?
Again, drnovadental.com.
All right, you guys, visit Nova Dental, where every patient is a star.
What makes our practice special is a unique blend of truly caring professionals, modern technology, performed in a family setting.
Schedule your free consultation at Nova Dental.
Family. He treated me just like family.
Call today for our $39.95 Nova Dental Implant Special.
I couldn't show my smile, and Dr. Nova gave that back to me. He gave me back my smile.
Nova Dental, where every patient is a star.
I am a star now.
Still ahead, the future is here. The FAA is giving the green light for a California company to I can't even say it. Flying cars are coming up, okay? We'll tell you about it coming up on Be More Lifestyle.